A very good morning to all of you coming to our breakfast show, Trading Idea with SMARTRobie. And I hope you all have a great Merdeka Day, as yesterday we did debut our SMARTRobie new features, and maybe today we're going to be going forward talking about how to use those features, and not to forget also our Trade VSA facelift. I'm sure many of you may have visited our website here, tradevsa.com, and check out some of our new analytic tools that will keep you up to date and also knowing what's going to be happening to our market. By the time you read those headlines in the news, you already know why it's going up. All more to come today in our breakfast show in here. Now let's go on to what we have for you in our breakfast show. Definitely is our headline. That's right, our headlines, and also some of the stock trade idea that we have. And today is Wednesday, 1st of September. We are only about maybe another 4 more months going in, and let me break it down to you what we are expecting going forward for the next 4 months going to the year end, and also some of the news that is concerning that you should be aware about, since many of you are currently very hot in the market, isn't it? As I said before, once we hit the 1600 level, definitely this morning we have seen in here. Let's take a look at the stock chart that we have here, and the market is this is STI, and let's go to KLSE and hitting that. Let's look at the KLSE market this morning in here, and this morning the market is down 8 points. Let me switch on to the wider chart here. That's pretty much sums it all, isn't it? Of course, when you hit 1600, 5 days in a row, the market has been moving. But let's see what we have in store for you. Of course, the regular and usual suspect that is doing well this morning are all those small caps. You could see Bonio all up 16%, VC up 6%. Big gainer are MPI. Let me just bring up this here. Big gainer are MPI, Nestle, it's up there, KSM. Big decliner are Airport, USM, Heineken, FNN. Those are because of the price level. That's right. Okay, now let's go back to what we have in store for you in here. Right, definitely our September specials, I will call it. Convert your SMARTRobie credit. As many of you know, one of our token appreciation for all your support in SMARTRobie, and also recommending to your friends and colleagues so they can benefit too, is to convert your Trade VSA credits on your SMARTRobie to a 2-month plugin, and check out how our plugin together with all our analytic tools can put you ahead of most informed investor and trader. I think that's also important, that you are able to keep ahead when the market is down and why the market is down. I think that is also very good to ensure that your portfolio for the next remaining 4 months will shine, and at least what we say, recover back some of the losses that you had in a couple of weeks ago or couple of months ago, as I talked about when the red pentagon was still then. So use this advantage, convert, and contact that number 0102669761 in here. Now let's move on to our, of course, Wednesday we'll be talking for our trending stocks as usual. These are what we call ST2 stocks, stage 2 stocks in here, to keep in line with our VSA so-called terminology. And not to forget, this morning let's look at the headline. That's right, now the foreign funds are in, right? No surprises. As I said before, the only way foreign funds can really push up this market is through the notion of coming in here. And also many of you would also notice our ringgit has strengthened, right? As when the analysts start putting up news about our ringgit will weaken to 4.22 to 4.3, and guess what? Our ringgit now has gone up to 4.19, because many times of a lot of these analysts, they don't read charts. All right, they look at the economists, they don't look at the chart, they look at a lot of the indicators like we talk about in Trade VSA. So many of them are in fact very lagging. Of course, if you look at the foreign fund flow here at 1600, the best way to check it out is to switch over to our Trade VSA website. You can see just switching to a wider chart here, and once you get to Trade VSA, you can also look at why the market is today down 7 points. Okay, this is on the website. We design in such a way it looks very good on your mobile phone. You can check it out right in here. This morning the market is down 7 points in here to 1593, and as you can see why it's down, we got Public Bank that is down 2%, Max is down 2%, Hatta 1.9%. Ones that is doing well will be Hong Leong Finance Group, Mr. DIY, and also some Plantation. We all know the Plantations are doing well, and you can see from here, you can see that the currently the top hot stocks are Plantation and energy sector, so definitely you want to be looking at some of those trades over there. So combine using the SMARTRobie, check it out, go over, look at some of those stocks that you have as the FBM30. Right now you see a lot of pinkish, that's why you have more pink and red than green. That tells you our KLCI is down. But I want to bring your attention to what we talk about, the foreign fund flow here. Now as I said before, foreign funds usually they are only buying about 150, 120 million in here, but you can just mouse over it, you can click on here. It's very interactive. That's what we want to do. We want to bring you very responsive tools and analytics to use. So you can see here it's 154 million going up to last Friday, and that's 31st of August, right? Of course 31st of August is not it's a public holiday, but the data was released on 31st, so we use it as 31st, but it usually refer to last week. I hope you like this kind of tools. If you do give us a thumb up, and do comment us on our Google feedback, so Google knows about it and continue to recommend good tools in here. But having said that, what's more important, you can see from here the last 5 days. We have last 5 days from the chart. You see there foreign funds is flowing, and it's all-time high. For first time, I've never seen this before, 514 million. Basically what it does is that the dam just released a huge water, and the water is pouring down into the valley, and that's what happened. All the stocks all jalan, but it only restrict to those what we call the big large cap. And how we know the big large cap, you can just scroll up here, and this is the one that we are talking about. All right, so this is the one. So when you connect all this together, you can see how well our KLCI is moving, and you'll be on top of things rather than trying to figure out, hey, what happened? What happened? Now you understand. Okay, so by just looking at this, of course there are some opportunity tonight. I will talk about the RHP Jewel 2020. So make sure you join me at 9:30 tonight. We'll talk about some of the opportunities available and what to do next in here. But having said that, let's go back to our news headline in here and go on to our next. So like it or not, the next coming focus for this coming, of course, September, naturally we have the Budget 2022 with our newly minted Prime Minister, Dr. Sri Ismail Sabri. The focus with also his Finance Minister Zafro will be focusing on the Budget 2022, and I think also, which is good, we have a bipartisan parliament in the sense that the opposition are pretty much in, because as I said before, over last week they are in together to recovery of the nation, recovery of the economy, and definitely they want to focus on COVID-19. No doubt the COVID cases continue to hit high. Of course, most places outside of the Klang Valley will face a lot of challenges as the vaccine rollout continues in here. So the Budget 22 again will be very, very similar to what we saw in 2021 and 2022. A lot of share prosperity, a lot of goodies going to be hang out, but bottom line is the debt level will continue to be high, no doubt about it. Many of you who are skeptical about the economy, but I suppose you want to take advantage of the stock market right now that we see there is a recovery in here, and focus on those sectors. All this, it's nice to know, whether there will be another what we call interest rate cuts or not. I think that's quite irrelevant. The more important is going forward, how fast they intend to reopen the economy, and something we'll talk about tonight also on the sectors to focus on the recovery in here. Now, also another in here, let's switch back to SMARTRobie in here, switching to Marsing. Another stock in play is Marsing right now, and they did register a second net profit triples to 40 million. We all know Marsing has done a lot of interesting things over time. They've gone into what we call rubber glove making. But here, why I like about this is, if you look from a chart wise, let me just bring you this attention here. right? You can see it forms a double bottom in here. That is double bottom at 80 cents, and you have green pentagon. There's a lot of swing freedom, as I said before, which means it has a chance to swing back up to the 3-month high. Now take note, Robie charts are 3-month high. Of course, the plug-in, as I said before, we have this very good deal. You can use the free credit and redeem for a 2-month plugin, and you're able to see how good the Trade VSA plugin, and you never really go back to the more static chart that you see here. So here you can see the 3-month chart. We have there's a lot of degree freedom, and also it already have green pentagon coming up with a very nice base in here. Another market recovery again, if you believe in the property sectors in here. Now this same report, they are talking about property sales a double for 2021 to 800.9 million from previously 418.6 million, and continued digital marketing. That's what you will see a lot when you scroll on to your favorite news website. You will have this kind of pop-up in here. That's pretty much what they have been focusing on to try to bring more sales in here. All right, the next news is on the financial sector. M-Bank reporting a quarterly earnings, still rising, as I said before, from the COVID-19. Many of this net profit 306 million, increase of 5.9% in here. Having said that, the total income really grew 13.3%, driven by higher loan growth and net interest margin. The banks are doing well, and that tells you if there's any recovery in here, they remain to be cheap, and we would see this continue to go up. Let's take a look at M-Bank. So we're just going to type in M-Bank here. AMB. Okay, M-Bank, hit that one. Okay, stock chart, stock comments, switching to a wider chart here. So M-Bank is already moving up from its level here, which is 288, just short of 288 to $3. So that was about less than 10% move. It's already hitting there. So my take, as I said, we're facing new resistance. If you have not taken a little bit of profit, do take out. But if you're longer term, this stocks, I believe, will have a little bit of up room, but it's not going to go up that much. A lot going to depend on the budget 2022. So the play right now, likelihood the market's not going to go anywhere in the KLCI, and likely just going to pan out to October. As a matter of fact, even market correction is possible too. So this morning, let's look at M-Bank and see where it is. It's up 2%, reacting to this very good quarterly earnings news in here. Okay. Now let's move on to our next news. Now next news is on oil and gas player. Dialog has been one of the larger big cap in here. This news talks about they are moving into more fabrication with a joint venture with a Japanese group, exploring, I suppose, China, I think. If not, it's more of serving local and international customer from in Dialog facility in Perangan in JB in here. Of course, the analyst house here has an outperformance of Dialog. Let's take a look at Dialog this morning here and look at the chart. So Dialog this morning is hitting that one. Let's look at the stock chart, stock flow here. Performance target price of 386, and if you notice, it's pretty much been the downtrend, just hugging below the moving average. You could see that hit that one, come back down in here. So again, oil and gas has a what we call a rebound back in the US side in here, and I think all the oil and gas sector in the US will tend to be trending up, as we can see US recovering in here. It's on a slow progress because the previous focus on the Jackson Hole Wyoming has been off, so they have to have some new focus in September and October. That's basically what I think it is. But having said that, this if you are interested in this, just wait for the green pentagon, right? Maybe form some sort of double bottom before you go in. Okay, and our attention now to the US market right now. Of course, US market for the September month is the right focus in here. August month close high for the US market, and the question is how well in September. If you notice, September on the return since 1928, always averaging a minus 1%. And that's very similar also for the KLCI. For those of you who don't know, you can check out the seasonal monthly chart available in our plugin for those of you who are our members in there, and that will tell you the similar story in here. The seasonal chart for US and Malaysia are very similar. For September and October are the negative month, but this report from the Barons are saying that this year may be different because of the good news that they have, which is from the Jackson Hole environment, that US FOMC Jerome Powell may likely to do bond tapering or bond buying maybe later, although they did say about this year in here, maybe this year, but not even confirmed yet. So all these are pointing to another September rally that we have, because whole point is that the market in US need to focus on some sort of a catalyst. We just have to wait for it. Definitely right now is the market recovery. The Delta variant continue to hog the headline that you see in the US, but if you do see a little bit of a tapering off in terms of the number of cases that we see in US, then you will see this market rally. So right now, even last night closing on US seems to be very dim in here. Let's take a look at S&P 500 right now. Switching to a wider chart here and looking at that. Okay, so you can see from in here, it actually turned back to green pentagon. That's right, and that was also on a tech rally on Monday. Okay, so this chart won't be updated by today afternoon around 4 o'clock. You'll be updated in here. We definitely get back another green pentagon. So green pentagon, you notice that every red pentagon, the market hold above its level that you see on the top right hand side here, right? A red pentagon, it holds its level in here. Red pentagon, it holds its level in here. So that tells you this bull don't want to have any rider. They will shake you out. As long as you run it, it will shake you out. As I said before, those of you from our masterclass, I will talk about the dual strategy, the autopilot strategy. Continue to maintain that. And as I said before, the S&P 500 has a little bit more room to continue to move up in here. S&P 500 looking pretty good. And of course, you can check out the news in here, because right now to year end will be free unlimited usage. Use as much as you can at night in daytime, and let us know how you feel about our services. In here, S&P 500 climb and dollar reversal. How far can the market go? That's August 28 in here. Nasdaq score record high. And we have a new sentiment in here. Oh, Nike, share losses contribute to Dow Jones 100 points fall on that August 31st. Interesting enough. Okay, that Dow in here. PayPal, it's interesting. PayPal also hit new high, and Apple also new hit high. I think you all heard about PayPal going to stock trading in here. May not be a good thing in my opinion, because they traditionally be the payment, and sometimes a diversion of resources goes into it. All right, let's go on to the next news that we should be focusing is the cash rich stock. Now Barons also have a screener, pretty much like what we do in Trade VSA, but theirs are more of a fundamental, and this news talks about going for those 9 cash straps. Maybe if we have time tonight, since the US market open, you might just take a look at some of these stocks in here, looking from the setup and also looking from the green pentagon in here. But I just want to bring your attention in here to UPS, the stock that they talk about in here. Pretty much very decent with the return on equity as well as cash producing. Many of the good fundamentals in here. But let's take a look at the chart. So on UPS, hitting that one, and you can see UPS came off from a very low base, and again another stock recovery, pretty much what we talk about in here. We don't want to buy those techs already run. If you have it, continue to run those techs, but these are some of those who want to see some little bit of upside. The market did actually drop after that red pentagon broke below the AATR stop loss. That was probably on a bad earnings, but right now the valuation and the pricing looks very attractive. We still have the green pentagon, and I think last night UPS did close higher. Let's take a look at the UPS live stock prices. up 0.8%. Of course, some of you may ask, if UPS, can I buy some of our local stocks? Check out the check out the transport and logistics sector first, from the hot sector, or you can go to the tradevsa.com website and then see from where they are. Just look at the Pentagon flow, which I will explain shortly after about the Pentagon flow and using the date and so that will speed up your selection, and then you narrow down to the physical in here. All right, so we try to put everything as fast as possible so you can have a very fast analytics in mind in here, but just by looking at the Pentagon flow. Okay, let's take a look at the next in here is on Singapore side, and Singapore are reporting one of the slowest market cap since March in here, but they are focusing also on reopening. Two stocks came in mind is SK6U, right? And how do I know it? Switching over to SGX and Robie chart here. So you switch over, you can go over to the ST, okay, daily stock trade idea. Now, some of you did ask how to use this, right? There are some green and some red. Now, all things being equal, first thing you want to narrow it down first is the Pentagon flow. Always look for 60 to 70%, right? No doubt some of you who are very so-called uncomfortable, you can go for green Pentagon, but my take is that if you have some experience or at the advanced level, it's fine to pick those Pentagon that is still red, but make sure the Pentagon flow is positive 60 to 70%. Even 55% is fine, because that is before the red Pentagon will turn to green. So I'm teaching you how to pick those. So those are one way, and after you found that the Pentagon flow is maybe plus 60 or 70%, sometimes not all of them you will have it, definitely our plugin will have it in here. Next is to look for the line change date, right? The closer the line change date, the better, because we can see that continuation of the trend with the volume coming, continue to push up, and that's what we want to get in. So from in here you can see Chua Hop 93%. It's a real estate, a lot of real estate, financial services, consumer. Bumi Tama Agri, that one will be likely to be a what we call a plantation play, because a lot of plantation stocks, as I said before, early on in Singapore already recovered. But in here there's 170% is SK6U. Okay, that's how I look at SK6U, and you can click on that one. That will take you to the stock chart, stock comment here, and you can see that's what I mean, right? It comes out from a very nice space, a lot of swing. So if you pick those Pentagon flow, which is around 60 or 90%, they are really up, and like it or not, trend reversal also can happen. This one is a lower risk, so depend on your appetite, right? By looking at the Pentagon flow, you will know what kind of level you'll look at, and that will definitely help you. But we will definitely talk more also on this weekend on some of these Pentagon flow in here, as that will be one of our Zoom workshop. So make sure you registered using the Zoom link on the bottom of the comment there, or on the right side if you're using a desktop. Register that, and I hope to see you together with myself, my coach, Coach Arif, and also Zach is going to be here on Saturday at 2 o'clock to 4:30. It's going to be showcasing you technical analysis for beginner, and also do share the Zoom link with some of your friends and colleagues so they can benefit too from a lot of the free tools that we are sharing with you here. So from here onwards, you can see a very nice green Pentagon just turned for SK6U. Now let's take a look also at T14, which is one of those what we call oil and gas player in Singapore, a very prominent Singapore, especially some of our members here are from the Singapore side, so I want to do a bit of coverage, a little bit of Malaysians, of course predominantly most of you are Malaysians, because some Singaporeans, and also the US side, which is, as I said before, are looking from both sides here. Okay, now looking at the stock chart, stock comment, and you can see I think a lot of you guys are hitting. Okay, that's what you thought. You can see this trend certainly really trending up, right, compared what we have. So trending up is good. It can continue to trend up, because some people want to buy something or it start to trend up. But again, depending on your time frame, or having all said, right, this one is a nice one in here. If you look back, stock chart, you have about okay, in here, so you can see here T14 has about 27% gain. Okay, 27% gain since green Pentagon in here, and that's after, right, the market moving up higher. Okay, so since the green Pentagon, 27% move, and because it's a very small Is it a penny stocks? No, it's not, right? It's about $1 something. So it's not too bad for Singapore market. Nice move. Again, an oil and gas player, a recovery play in here. It's a pharmaceutical. Oh, sorry, it's not an oil and gas. It's a pharmaceutical. Again, it's going to be one of those vaccine. Check out the news. If there is any, let me see, check out the news here for T14. Okay, we just have to wait for the news to come out here. Oh, there you go. Okay, Tianjin asks government to move data out from Alibaba Cloud. Tianjin record. Oh, a record earnings. That is on the, oh, that's on April 29. Not much of a news there that you have. Pharma 6% in here. Okay, so we have to go dive a bit deeper into the news to find out what's going on, perhaps checking up the website, why we see this trend goes up, right? My apologies earlier on for thinking this was a oil and gas stocks. Okay, now let's move on to the next section. Is our what we call leaderboard. Our last big win was the big 63% which we picked on the 21st of July. That was a good one, and many of these smaller caps have moved very well. But let's take a look at the first stocks, which is big, and let me just show you on the plug-in in here. I felt that this it's one of the most underrated Pentagon charts to be seen in here. So let's take a look at big in here industry. It actually jumps up from here when you first pick up, but as soon as you hit red Pentagon and the market rebound back, it's always good to take some profits in here. As you can see, the volumes is drying up in here. You can see, right, the market started to move up already. Okay, it's not going to go up, and if you look back at the periods in here, very, very similar too. Okay, now last week we talked about D-Sonic and MYEG, and we actually built a trading plan for MYEG. So let's take a look at it now. Bring it up here. Now I chose this purposely because of the last week we do have the new Prime Minister, which is Ismail Sabri from the UMNO side, and that's why the stocks has a bit of room to go up. So you can see from here, right? Let me just try to zoom this up a bit. And that was on the 25th of August. Okay, so 25th of August was this bar here. You could see, right, we were at that time of the snapshot, we were here, the market fell, and this morning we have up 2.67%, and usually we get an upthrust. That's the one that the market likely to go lower or just move sideways, which means profit taking is coming out. But no doubt, I think there will be some sort of support right now in here. Again, $2 is the resistance, so you can see from here. How do we know that? You can see before, right? We have a low support at $2. Okay, so $2 support were on written on the 28th of May. So that's why it's important for you guys to really type out the trading plan. Now we can see from here, look like it's going to retest back the $2. Yeah, it did test there. 197, just short of the $2 inside. But one thing good is the earning came out, right? And we're going to have another. Is this a stock split? Yeah, another stock split again. They do like a lot of the stock split. And usually my experience is from MYG, after stock split, the floods will fall one. Okay? Yeah. And somehow that is the only reason why it's been keeping up. So take note of this. Right? If you want to keep it a long term, but just take note of the stock split, what I observed in the past. And we will see in the coming days. That will be on the 10th of September. All right, I know if you just bought it, not much of a profit, but that's how it is. Okay, let's take a look at the next one, D-Sonic. Okay, let's move this to down here and move this back to the center. So D-Sonic. Okay, D-Sonic after the 25th of August. Okay, make it back smaller again. It actually went through profit taking, zoom it somewhere around here. It's down about 5% in here, okay? 5 bar down, but earnings came out not so good. You can see -2 here. So that pretty tells you that's why the market is pulling back what we're seeing right now here, okay? So hopefully this pullback is going to be there, and let's see. Definitely the big moving average, the one that you see, this bold red one, it seems to be the resistance right now, okay? Just kind of interesting to see this resistance right now. Okay, let's go on to GCB. GCB done pretty decent, right? It's a slow moving stock. GCB, which we picked up, and it has a bit of room to go. All right, GCB was 18 of, let me make it a bit smaller here, 18 of August, before this big move, 26%, somewhere around here, 18, yeah. 13th of August, if you had gone in during the opening here, right, and way up here, you still have about 5%. 5% move is a lot for GCB. It's one of those chocolate recovery in here. IRI did meet at 6.9% early on because on the play or the plantation here. Big, as I said before, hopefully taken some profit in here. Okay, let's move on to this week. Okay, I only have one, which is Anju. The setup is pretty nice, and let me just do the trading plan right here together with you. Okay, you can see double bottom in here. So first thing is bring up this chart here and switch to a weekly chart. Anju. Okay, wow, look at that. This one already started to move, isn't it? So let's switch it to weekly chart. Weekly chart hasn't done yet. Okay, let's type it in. Weekly chart has not done green pentagon or green pentagon. Okay, daily turn on what date is this? Okay, if you look at this, switch back to a daily chart, right? That's what it's good to have an interactive chart like our plugin in here, so you can see all the date, 30th of August, right, 2021. And sometimes you need to, have this tool so you can make your tools. Just imagine, right? If you don't have your pencils are not sharpened, it's always blunt, and that sometimes explains, the condition that you are. So it's always good to have this kind of tools. We highly recommend you to upgrade to our plugin. And right now you can see you have the 10,000 credit you can actually exchange to it in here, and many of our private lessons too. Okay, daily turning on 20th of August, and okay, that's good. Okay, so indicator green pentagon, 30th of August, okay, 2021. Okay, so that's good, and the market seems to turn up, but just be careful of the high volume here of climatic volume that you see right now, which is the turquoise color. Okay, and that one is only on our turquoise color. Okay, and usually when you see that, that means that smart money really want to push out, but actually in fact they are distributing. Okay, important price level here, so we go back to this here, push it up a bit. Okay, important price level in here is this one here, 317. This one will be what we call O resistant high. And when was that? That was on the 11th of May. Why market can move higher in here? Now let's take a look at Anju. I can't remember Anju, what industry is that? I think it's Anju is steel. Anju, yeah, I think it's steel. Okay, let's take a look at Anju. Oh, this SGX. Okay, no wonder it doesn't recognize. Okay, Anju. No, we're still in SGX. Let's go back to KLSE. Yeah, in KLSE here. Anju. Okay, we got Anju here. Click that one. And look at the. Oh, the other way to do that is. Okay, look at stock fundamentals here. Okay, Anju is in. Industrial large cap main one. Okay, you can also go over here to, all right, and go over to symbol. It's metal fabrication. Okay, so another one will be metal fabrication in the main board here. 1 point. Okay, so it's metal fabrication. So this is a steel move. Okay, is it recovery or rise in the steel prices? Okay, one way to check it also, you can look at the other one, like what are the other steel? Okay, Malaysia Steel, M Steel. Okay, M Steel. normally all the steel all jalan together. Oh, M steel also rising up, coming up from a very low base in here. Okay, you can see every time when they hit that high, take your profit. Okay, it's going to come back down again, but it's holding up in here, nicely done. So Anju is doing the same thing too. Why the market doing? We have earnings season came. Okay, let's look at Anju. Okay, see, earnings was surprise on the downside. Okay, but still moving up. Okay, earnings came, volume came too. Okay, and what is the last low support here? That will be 208. Last high resistance, that will be 317. Now the trending period, basically what you want to do is, you can see last month is about 1.5 months. If we look here from the month of July up to the month of August, so that's about 1.5 months just by looking at the trend zone. Okay, so if we do see a trend moving up from here onwards, that'll be 1.5 months. All right, so keep in mind for the trend movement in here. Okay, so that's pretty much make a very simple Anju trading plan. All right, okay, so we'll keep that one, and remember, in the difference between the beginner and the advanced, we actually use hourly chart or half hourly chart, which is important. Then you're able to pick up some of those little small changes that you have. Again, use the Pentagon flow together with the Pentagon red or blue, so you can see much better from the screener side in here. Okay, so that's just one for today, Anju. All right, and a continued update of our portfolio for the month of August. We will not any trade, so right now we are looking to trade another position this week in here. We'll definitely update you, but we're still up 8% compared to KLCI, which is down 4% in here. All right, and take note, make sure you do well in your portfolio. Okay, one way to look at the hot sectors right now, let's check it out in here, and go on to hot sectors. And if you do want to view the screen, as I said before, switching to a wider chart here, and you can actually click on this one here. Okay, click on the phone. There's same chart that you see on the website here. Okay, it's coming, but this one gives you a 13 view here. Okay, it seems to be my chart's a bit slow here. Okay, it's coming. There you go. All right, then you have the full length, the plantation, the energy, and right at that corner is technology. Okay, so you can see technology, right? And these are all the comparative when you compare them. And where is the KLCI? You notice the KLCI is here, right? The KLCI is actually here. You can see the composite KLCI. So yep, that's right. The KLCI is always the default that you're comparing. Okay, and it's around 0.001. So that tells you many of the sectors are doing worse off than KLCI. Right? Of course, the finance should be coming back soon. Right? They are one of the big heavyweights, and just before that also construction. So construction coming back, finance are coming back. The property is still far away down here. So some of the construction chart that you have, you see they started to come back. So use this to your advantages. And the same thing, and you look from here onwards, you can see plantation energy. And if you want to look at plantation, just click on plantation, switch over, look at the Pentagon, look at the flows in here. Okay. All right, let's move on to our next in here. That's the QR code for those of you interested to register, or not QR code to get out. But tonight, join me at 9:30. We're going to talk more about the KLCI. Since now they hit 2 months, what is the strategy going for? I'm going to share with you what I would share with my members, and many of this is for my masterclass members too, to tell them what kind of strategy to use. Use those tools. Those of you who came in the in the August training, and teach you how to go from here for the next 4 months. Very important that you want to make up for the losses that you lost in the first half to make back and maybe perhaps even double back the returns that you have. At least by year end you close high up. I think that's important, and some of my thoughts on the market, how well you do. And also don't forget to register this coming Saturday. Trading view part of the Tues in here. We start at 2 to 4:30. There's a QR code up here, and also you can go to the Zoom link and register for here. We have limited up to 500 seats. Do share this with your friend, and we will talk more. And a lot of the tools, and some of you may be familiar, and this is a way to catch up with us on the section in here. All right, and convert your SMARTRobie credit now. All right, and October intake is open now. Some of you who are thinking about it and borderline, you can sign up right now to our October intake. And now we are moving into our stock, so-called stock chart here and stock review. Let's take a look at it. Many of you would have some stocks that you want me to look at. Definitely we'll be doing it right now in here. Yep. Okay. And if you do want me to review your stock, just let me know your profession and your masterclass members and so forth. I'll be happy to look at that now. All right. As I said before today, let's take a look at the market right now. Looking at Bursa. All right, you can see still down 7 points. Okay, now down 9 points today. Okay, you can see just now 7 point now by update by itself. It's a live prices delayed, of course. You can see more red now. Okay, no surprises, as I said before. I already warned you already. Okay, it's going to be the negative move already. Okay, and take a look at it. Right, this is what I talk about it. The number of charts straight up like rocket ship, right? Show come back down. Okay. So if there is no stocks that you want me to review, we will close it off in here, and I'll check out with you guys tonight. All right, is that okay? Okay, we have Mayfan on Bintang. Okay, sure, let's take a look at Bintang. Bintang is one of those. Whoa, look at this, the chemical player in here. Oh, nice one, the bottom fishing one. Remember we talked about that one, green pentagon. I hope you got in a bit early. Normally when you hit the 200 there, right, don't go in now. Take profit now. You go in here earlier on at 36 cents. All right. I hope you went in at 36 cents and not right now. Okay. Right now, take a bit of profit, because if not today, tomorrow you'll see another uptrust coming back up. Okay. Oh, Pfizer. Okay. Oh, they have something on Pfizer. Okay. We have Pfizer. Tues here. Looking at Pfizer. Pfizer is undergoing to profit taking, I think. Yeah. Pfizer, right? After hitting high, it's come back down because of the news, and it's very similar to Moderna. Okay. A. Okay. Moderna, MDNA. Moderna. MRD. Okay, I have to type the whole thing. Okay, mRNA. Okay, Moderna, you can see, right, after hitting $500, right, been running a lot. They both exhibit very similarly, Pfizer, okay. Longer term, I think Pfizer is fine. It hasn't turned back green pentagon in yet, you could see, right. But shorter term, it's going to stay. And take note that September and October tend to be a bit more bearish. But you have two springs there, that's pretty good. Feeling that kind of support over there, okay. We have... Lai is one of our masterclass members. Stephanie, let me know you're a masterclass member or not. Let's take a look at D next. Okay, you have a lot of support here. You have this 2-bar reversal after shooting up and turn back up. Still have this support. Just be a bit careful in here. Remember, the tech stocks currently is at the bottom of the hot sectors. People say at the top, right? Anything at the top can always go to the bottom one. Hot and cold, right? Technology was hot, then become very cold. So that's why it stays now on the red side. Plantation is the same thing. Very hot now, right? It will turn cold one. So that's why it's important for you to rotate out and rotate in. Okay, and if you've done that rotation correctly, you'll be pretty much, and one way to look at it is using the Pentagon flow wise to examine it. All right, we have a lie here. Okay, Stephanie is not, and do let me know your profession here, Stephanie. Okay, we have also lie, our member CMSB. This is the this one is UMNO play, I suppose, because of the, you can see I just took off on the 16th. Inauguration of our Prime Minister was 21st. Okay, 21st he was sworn in, and that's why the stocks is going up. Take out of the UT. And also you notice the trend line plotters coming down, right? Your stock started to turn already, right? And it's pushing up. So remember the trend or the auto trend line plotter, it's a very lagging one. The one is starting to move up. So this is a good one. Keep it up. Take profit around here, 170, the old big. All right, this is a nice bottom fishing, remember, right? The bottom fishing trades. All right, good. All right, Stephanie, sales manager here. You want me to look at the SGX technology. Yeah, green Pentagon in here, but still holding up low volume in here. No doubt about it. You can see this was the trend is still down. You can see here, right? Just be careful of the your the ATR stop loss. ATR, turn it on here. You can see if you don't just use the SMARTRobie one, that you can turn it on here, right? You can see just very close. If it does close, that means this stock is pretty much a goner here. But I do think that eventually you may have to wait. Once the technology swing back up, I think this one will swing back up too. It follows a bit from the technology side, but right now it's low volume in here. Pretty much you just have to hang on. As I said before, technology just now on the sectors are slow. You need to wait out this in here. A lot of upthrust, a lot of low volume here. Waiting perhaps for the next big move here. All right, you got Amanda, part-time investor, Emilus. Same lah, it's the same thing as what I've just talked about technology. It looks to close below the ATR stop loss. Just be careful in here, right? No doubt if you look at Apple, right? That's why I say sometimes it's good over to buy in US. You can see Apple is swinging up with the auto trend line just straighting to go up, and the trend's going up. So this, as I said before, the technology has to go up a lot. So Apple will have to hit 180, then our technology move up. So why don't you just move some funds over the US? My portfolio in US has done pretty well. I do have some in Malaysia, but less now, more on US, because US in Malaysia, when the foreign fund all jabot, especially the market drops up, but US is much more in here. Learn, join our free workshop that we are doing this weekend in here, and come for our masterclass when you're ready. I think that's how we want to put you up into the best of the best. So you hope to benefit from the knowledge and investment you put in that will improve your portfolio. I think at the end of it, we have to invest time and money. Time, I think many of you do, but most people, they don't invest in the good tools, and that explains the challenges that they have in the daily thing. Think about what I've just said there. Okay, so okay, anything on the stocks? All right, so that's all I have for this morning here. Don't forget to subscribe to your YouTube, share this with your friend, and also our Telegram chat room in here. Do share it, and that's how we pass on all our knowledge and our stock trade idea together with my coaches in here. So I will see you tonight for our evening talk at 9:30 in here. Now that the KLCI is 2 months high, what's next? More on those strategies tonight and going forward in here. And don't forget to subscribe to review us on Google Play Store if you have not. We really appreciate all the review that you have. That's a Bitcoin. Just share it with shared in your what's your thought in there, and we continue to improve our service to you. Also, don't forget, check out our Trade VSA to keep updated in here, right, for all the updates that we have. See you later. Bye.